You're sitting at dinner. The lighting is perfect, the food is 5-star, and the person across from you looks like they walked right out of a rom-com casting call. They say all the right things, they know your coffee order before you say it, they hate the same people you hate. It feels like magic. It feels like destiny. But deep down, in the pit of your stomach, that primal part of your brain that hasn't evolved since we were dodging saber-toothed tigers, something is screaming. A tiny, quiet alarm bell is ringing. Because what if I told you that the perfect match isn't serendipity? What if that soulmate connection is actually a carefully curated script designed to hack your dopamine receptors? We love to think we're the main characters in a love story, but for some people, you are just an NPC, a non-player character to be managed, optimized, and controlled. This isn't just about a bad date or a toxic ex. This is about stealth control, the invisible chains that bind you before you even realize you're in a cage. In the next 10 minutes, we are going to dismantle the architecture of covert coercion. We're going to look at why modern dating apps and digital surveillance have turned love into a battlefield of psychological warfare. And most importantly, I'm going to show you the 3 glitches in the matrix that reveal you are being manipulated, not loved. Stick around because by the end of this video, you'll have the red pill vision needed to spot a Joe Goldberg from a mile away, and you'll know exactly how to reclaim your reality. Let's be real for a second. We live in a culture obsessed with the spark. We swipe right, we want the instant gratification, the fireworks, the Hollywood montage. We're conditioned by movies and, frankly, by algorithms to chase high-intensity engagement. And this is exactly where the stealth controller thrives. They don't start with abuse. They don't start with control. They start with what psychologists call love bombing, but I prefer to call it the Trojan Horse. Imagine you download a new app on your phone. It looks great, it's free, and it promises to organize your entire life. But in the background, without you knowing, it's harvesting your data, reading your contacts, and tracking your location. That is exactly how covert coercion begins. It enters your life as a gift. They overwhelm you with affection, validation, and attention. It feels like you've finally been seen. But this isn't intimacy, it's data collection. They are learning your insecurities, your triggers, and your deepest needs, not to nurture them, but to weaponize them later. This phase relies heavily on the soulmate illusion. They mirror you. You like obscure 80s synth pop? No way, so do they. You have a difficult relationship with your father? Crazy, they have the exact same trauma. It's seductive because we're starved for connection in this hyper-digital, disconnected world. Remember this, human beings are messy. We are complex. We have edges. If someone fits into your life like a puzzle piece with zero friction within the first 2 weeks, that's not fate. That is a chameleon adjusting its colors to hunt. Once the hook is set and your dopamine levels are redlining, the dynamic shifts. This is where we enter the digital panopticon. In the old days, a controlling partner had to physically follow you to see where you were. Today, they just need your iCloud password. We have to talk about the role of technology here because it is the primary weapon of modern stealth control. We've been sold this lie that sharing passwords is a sign of total trust. No, it's not. It's a sign of zero boundaries. A stealth controller will frame surveillance as care. I just want to see your location on SnapMap to make sure you got home safe, babe. Why won't you let me see your DMs? Do you have something to hide? Listen to me closely. You are a human being with a soul, not a set of data points to be monitored. Technology, AI, algorithms, tracking apps, these are tools composed of zeros and ones. They do not understand nuance and they do not understand trust. When you hand over your digital autonomy to a partner, you are essentially tagging yourself like wildlife. True trust is faith in the unseen, not the ability to audit someone's movement history. If your relationship requires a forensic audit of your phone to function, you are not in a partnership, you are in a precinct. This leads to the subtle isolation. It's rarely a demand like you can't see your friends. That's too obvious. That's too villain behavior. Instead, it's a sigh. It's a subtle guilt trip. Oh, you're going out with the girls again? I just thought we could have a cozy night in. I really missed you today. It sounds sweet, but do that 10 times in a row, and suddenly you haven't seen your best friend in 3 months. You become an island, and the controller becomes your only supply ship. This is the us against the world narrative. They convince you that nobody else understands your love. Your friends are jealous, your family is toxic. They slowly edit the cast of your life until the only character left on stage with you is them. And when you're isolated, your reality becomes malleable. This brings us to the most dangerous weapon in the arsenal, the gaslight. But I want to reframe how you think about gaslighting. It's not just lying. It is an assault on your cognitive sovereignty. It is an attempt to overwrite your hard drive. The stealth controller operates on intermittent reinforcement. This is the same psychological mechanism that makes slot machines addictive. If you pulled the lever and lost every time, you'd walk away. If you won every time, you'd get bored. But if you win sometimes, unpredictably, you become addicted. In a coercive relationship, the kindness becomes the jackpot. They treat you like garbage on Tuesday, making you question your sanity. And then on Wednesday, they bring you flowers and tell you you're the most beautiful person in the world. You hold on to that Wednesday like a lifeline. You start thinking, if I just behave correctly, if I just explain myself better, I can get Wednesday back. They will deny reality to your face. I never said that. You're too sensitive. You're remembering it wrong. They act calm, scary calm, while you are crying and falling apart. And because they are calm and you are emotional, you start to believe that you are the unstable one. You start to self-censor. You stop bringing up issues because you don't want to ruin the vibe. You begin walking on eggshells so quietly that you eventually stop moving altogether. This is where we have to draw a hard line in the sand. Your intuition is older than any iPhone. It is ancient biological software designed to keep you alive. When you feel that knot in your stomach, that is your nervous system screaming, danger. Do not let a smooth talker or a gaslighting narrative override your biological imperative. Breaking the chains of stealth control requires a radical act of rebellion. You have to become the villain in their story to be the hero in your own. You have to be okay with being called crazy, cold, or selfish by the person losing control over you. You need to reclaim your digital privacy, change the passwords, turn off the location sharing, reconnect with the friends you drifted from, apologize and tell them the truth. They are waiting for you, I promise. And most importantly, stop looking for perfect. Look for real. Look for someone who respects your no more than they like your yes. Modern love is tough. We are navigating a minefield of apps, expectations, and unprecedented access to each other's lives. But you are not an algorithm to be optimized, and you are not a possession to be tracked. You are a sovereign individual. Real love expands your world. It doesn't shrink it. Real love feels like freedom, not a holding pattern. If you recognized any of these signs today, know that you are not stupid and you are not weak. These tactics work because they hack our deepest human desires for connection. But now you see the code. Now you see the strings. And once you see the strings, you can cut them. I want to know if you're ready to take your power back. We need to build a community here that values sovereignty over submission. If you are done with the games and ready to own your reality, go down to the comments right now. I want to see you type 2 words that scare the absolute hell out of manipulators. Type, I am free. Let's fill the comments section with a declaration of independence. Don't forget to like this video so the algorithm pushes this truth to someone else who desperately needs to hear it today. Stay sharp, stay human, and I'll see you in the next one.